Day 13. Let's do this. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning or if you're coming across platform. Welcome. Today's topic, we are going to be talking about social media again, but this time how to grow social media. And before I begin, I just want to clarify that I am no social media expert, guru, person, but I feel like a lot of the time it is very valuable just to hear how other people are trying to grow social media. So that's what I want to share today. So for those of you who have been following me a long time on my Instagram, I have been consistently posting since 2017, at least once a day, sometimes multiple times a day. Although now I'm starting to really dive into the content, that's what I'm going to be talking about in just a little bit. But the thing that I've learned through doing daily content for that long, and daily drawings in general for that long, is consistency is so important. And that's the first point, is if you want to grow any social platform, this is not just for like TikTok, which is where my main kind of audience base is right now. You need consistency. It doesn't have to be every single day. It doesn't have to be five times a day, because that's kind of what it's been like on TikTok. But it does have to be consistent, and you have to keep that schedule in mind, even if it isn't a time schedule. It has to be a motivation schedule, I feel like, because if you're just going totally without plan all the time and posting once this week, twice this week, maybe like you go really hard one time and you go multiple times a day, one day, it's like that not only is confusing for your audience, but it also throws you off in the long run. That I found, like posting once at this time, once at this time, once at this time, it just doesn't seem that stable, I guess is the word for it. It doesn't really feel like you connect, if that makes sense. Sticking to a schedule and consistency for yourself is really important. And so now once you have that consistency, you need to start putting time and effort into content. And that's the next point, which you can have the most consistent schedule, but if you're posting shit, no one's gonna care. And when you post content that not only is consistent but really gets people, like either like on a physical sense or like an emotional sense, and really they can connect with it, then that is when you can start seeing some growth. Because from my own experience, right, when I first started my daily drawings back in 2017, I was so painfully inconsistent, and my content was just admittedly really bad. Like, granted, I stuck with it and now I'm doing what I'm doing now, but it was, man, like there was no point to it. And that's the thing that I wanted to mention, is in no matter what form of content you make, you need to have a point. You need to have a purpose for what you post. Okay, so I'll pop an example up on screen right now, but like most of my stuff was like this. It was really just scribbles, basically. And not to say that that's a bad thing, but when you do it like I did, if you're trying to take this professionally and really grow on social media, that ain't it. There's no problem with experimenting and doodling like that, but man, it gets so much easier and it makes so much more sense if the stuff you're posting can connect with people on like a level, you know. That segues really well into my next point, which is bringing value. I think I already mentioned part of it, but the way that you kind of structure your content, your consistent content, is there are multiple pillars of like content, and I can't like precisely name them. I'm kind of paraphrasing them. Post entertainment, education, or there's something else, I can't think of it, or like information, I'm not sure. But giving people something tangible that they feel is real is so important. Like, I had the headspace of like, oh, and I'm still kind of in this headspace, but more structured. I want to post whatever I want and have people love it. Yes, and that's something that you should, if you want it, you should thrive for. But there are ways to make that more consumable, I feel like, to people. Because I draw one dash, whatever, post it, nothing else, no consistency. What's going to happen? Like, Sure, there may be the rare cases, but like, I tried that shit. It didn't work for me anyway. Yeah, so to recap, for the last point, consistency, good content, bringing people value, and the last one, the most tried and true methods of growing on social media, patience. It is so important, so important. Like I said multiple times throughout this video, I started my daily drawings back in 2017. If I didn't have a metric shit ton of patience, I probably would have quit within, I don't know, a couple weeks to a month. And in fact, that was my thing. That was like, I'm like, all right, I have this idea in my head. I'm going to do daily drawings, see if I can make it work. Probably quit within a week or a couple days. It was a couple days. Whatever, try it, probably going to fail. Here we are. Not saying I'm successful yet, but this is kind of part of documenting that journey. And this is proof that if you are patient enough, good things will come. And I do want to address one thing real quickly. That does not mean that you should be compliant. That doesn't mean that you should be or become complacent. It doesn't mean that you should wait back and expect things to happen to you. That's not the case. What I mean by that is being active in what you want, actively going for it, but being patient and not expecting anything in return right away. Because unless you're that 1% overnight success, it's not going to happen. The Charli D'Amelios of the world, all that kind of stuff, those are rarities. Those are very rare instances where things just sort of massively worked out. And to Charli's credit, I know a lot of people give her shit, but the amount that she puts into her craft and her dancing is insane. Putting in the work to get to where you want to go and being patient for those results to come. And that's the key. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this far into the video. It was really fun to talk about this because I feel like it's a topic that can bring a lot of people value. And like I said, I'm no social media guru, but since stuff has been happening on my socials as of recently, I felt really inspired to make a video like this, kind of saying it's okay to not really have a plan, you know? It's like to not really know really where to go on social media. I don't really know what I'm doing on social media as well. I'm just, like I said in an earlier TikTok video, I'm an artist that somehow has gotten to a following, and I am super fucking grateful for that. Hopefully this connected with someone out there. That's all I want, is just one person to connect with. Maybe leave a comment if it did impact you in some way, if it helped you, if it gave you motivation, energy, something. And all my links are down below in the description if you want to go and connect with me on my other socials, see what I'm doing on there. And so with that being said, see you tomorrow for day 14. Got it right.